My name's Tom Levine. I'm an award-winning author of 9 traditionally published novels with imprints of Random House and Simon & Schuster. I've also written for the comic book series Spawn. And if this is your first time hearing from me, watching me, learning from me, there is one thing, and one thing above all else that I want you to take away. It has nothing to do with writing, has nothing to do with past tense or present tense, has nothing to do with character or plot or theme. The one thing, if you learn nothing else from me, the one thing I need you to take away from this brief time we have together is that the moment you decide someone should pay you for your writing, you have started a small business. That's it. Write that down, do whatever you have to do, tattoo it on your forehead. That is the number one thing you have to know. That is the number one thing that every other article out there isn't telling you about. Okay, before somebody gets all pissy, I'm sure somebody out there has said it, but by and large, when you look up how to write a book or how to improve your writing, writing tips, writing advice, all these different hashtags on all these various platforms, that's great, that's cool. I love talking about that. I love talking about the art and the craft, but do not forget that this is a business. Even if you haven't made any money yet, even if you haven't so much as submitted something to a website or to a publisher or to an agent, you are still a small business. Why is that important now? Why is that important before you've even finished your first novel or written your first article? It's important because it's a mindset. And if you don't have the mindset of an entrepreneur, if you don't have the mindset of a small business owner, you're going to get screwed. Not necessarily by the industry. It's not like there's this, evil cabal of publishers out there just waiting to screw you. Because really, there isn't. I haven't encountered it. Are there a few bad apples out there? Certainly. Are there people out there who will take advantage of you if given the chance? Of course they will. That's the same in any industry, all across the world, okay? By and large, however, that's not the issue. By and large, the issue is if you haven't been trained, if you haven't been taught what to do with your money, how to deal with your money, how to deal with publishers, taxes, all these kinds of things, business licenses, whatever, forming an LLC versus a sole proprietorship, all that kind of stuff, then eventually you will get caught and you will get screwed. Now, I don't mean caught as in you're doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, okay? I'm just saying you have to get into the mindset, the belief system of someone who is starting a widget factory because it's the same principles. As soon as you feel, as soon as you think, as soon as you believe someone should give you money for your art, you're a business person now, like it or not. Now, I don't want you to be thinking about the business part while you're writing your book, while you're doing your art, whatever that is, comic book, screenplay, novel, articles for whomever, doesn't matter. I don't want you to think in those terms necessarily, particularly if what you're writing, if what you're working on is something creative, if it's a work of fiction, if it's designed primarily as entertainment versus, a nonfiction book or, stuff like that. If what you're working on is principally fiction, principally designed to entertain, then while you're doing that creation, you can't be thinking about the business. You have to think about the art first. Okay? Then the craft, then the business. But you can't forget the business part. You got to split your head in half or in quarters or whatever, however many pieces you need to do it right. Get the story out, polish the story, revise the story, make it as best as you can, then get into your business pants. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go into a big whole thing about all the different things that entails right now because I'm trying to keep these short. If you have questions about that, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will address them either in the comments or in a future video because this is so important. Before you do that, understand, I am not a licensed anything. I'm not a lawyer. I am not an accountant. I'm not, anything like that. So I do not feel that it is a good idea, just legally speaking, for me to dispense financial advice, much less legal advice. So I can't do that, and I won't do that for your individual situation. I will tell you what I have done, and I will tell you the reasons that I have done them, and I will, where I can, encourage you to do that research yourself, and some places you might look to do some of that research, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, because that's just precarious legally speaking, okay? In any case, that's pretty much it. Again, if this is your first time watching the show or interacting with me, if you take nothing else away, if you take nothing else from my 10 years of more than 10 years of experience publishing with New York publishers like Penguin Random House, like Simon & Schuster, like Image Comics, who's not in New York, pardon me. But in any case, if you take nothing else from that experience, please take this. You have started a small business, and you need to set aside that little piece of your brain, wherever it is, that knows you're starting a business and proceeds appropriately so that you can have a long and prosperous and successful career. If somebody had talked to me about some of that before I made my first deal with Random House, I would have a lot more money. I would also have a lot more mental health, because that's something else we don't talk about for some reason. I don't know why. I'm happy talking about it. I don't give a shit. Let's talk about it. Some of us have issues, believe it or not. Us crazy writers, right? So we'll be talking about all of that as much as you would like. So again, if you have questions or comments about that, please leave them in the comments, and I will try to address them in future videos and things like that, okay? In the meantime, if you'd like to look at some of my work, I encourage you to go to bit.ly, that's bit.ly/2 Tom novels. And I will try to put a link somewhere if I can. I don't know. I'm still learning this stuff, making it up as I go. Mostly what I should be doing is writing, so I'm going to get back to that. I hope you have a good day. I hope it's safe. I hope it's healthy. I hope it's happy. And I just hope it's good. Okay? You just started a small business. Don't forget that. See you next time. Take care.